This is the story of me being overweight at the scale. First, let me say this. I always know my empty weight when I have a trailer. When I have a permanent trailer with me, I always know what my empty weight is. But as a PO, it's a little different because you're always swapping trailers here and there. Okay. Second thing, let me talk about what this trailer is. This trailer is actually specifically made to haul these counterweights. These counterweights are what goes on the crane. So it counters the weight of the top weight of that boom, so they put it on the opposite side of that or wherever. Anyway, I'm just talking out of my behind here, but anyway, it's a counterweight to keep that crane from tipping. Okay, that's the whole basic idea of it, right? So these guys, Barnhart, that we haul for, they're the shipper, but this is a brokered load. The broker listed it as 44,000 pounds, which I know you shouldn't believe the broker every time, right? And I know we're close to the borderline, but when I got to this trailer, I looked at the weight. The counterweight, one of the counterweights says 10 tons, and there's two of them, okay? And there's bars up on the top of this that say that are, they're part of the arm, which I did not think weighed that much. So I did not think nothing of it. I'm looking at this trailer. This trailer looks bare empty. Like I said, it's made specifically for those counterweights, right? So as I kept looking at this counterweights, and it says on there, there's a marking on there that says 10 tons. So when I'm thinking about it, okay, 10 tons times 2, that's 20 tons. 20 tons is 40,000 pounds. And there's no way that that bar weighs more than 3,000 pounds, is what I'm thinking. That's why when the broker said 44,000, I'm thinking, well, that's probably where about right. 44,000. And the third thing is, like, they always haul themselves, Barnhart themselves haul these trailers on the road all the time. And this is one of the main reasons why I did not think nothing of it. I should be good, right? We got those three telltales that tells us that we should be okay, right? Now, yes, should be. But that wasn't the case. When we got to the Tennessee line, we were already way past the Tennessee line, the first Tennessee line on the 65 South. Oh, by the way, this load is coming from Columbus, Ohio, going into Little Rock, Arkansas. So we took the 71 to the 65 to the 40 and then to Little Rock, okay? So as we are passing Tennessee, we're in the middle of Tennessee. We're at the 40, right before we get to Arkansas line. There was a scale and it was open. Like I said, I did not think anything of it. Right? I go through, and sure enough, as soon as I pulled up in that doggone scale and got my truck on that scale, that son of a guns, guess what it said? 83,336, I believe. I was looking at it. It was on my right side. I was looking at it. I was like, oh, I am screwed. So, sure enough, Tennessee trooper said, pull around the back, driver. I already knew it's coming, right? So I I back it in, and then I come in with all my paperwork, and then the trooper's like, man, what are you carrying? I said, man, it's counterweights, man. The trailer and the weights are made, to be like specifically made. The trailer is specifically made for these counterweights. And he was like, you're over, right? And I see, listen, when I get an interaction with the police or cops or anything like that, there's no reason for me to lie. This is how I felt. I'm telling them the truth. I told them, man, listen, I did not know, and I told them I told him that this I'm a power only. This is a brokered load, and as far as I know, this was legal. They're like, he didn't think of weighing it. I was like, man, it's like they go on the highway all the time. So I did not think of nothing of it, you know. And then he said, man, you're in trouble. I said, yeah, it looks like it. So he said, okay, just go back to your truck and then give me a few minutes. So he goes to the truck. He did a level 2 inspection, check my logs and everything, check the lights and everything, and then we're good to go, right? And check paperwork and everything. And he was like, yeah, well, you're not gonna get no ticket today. You're not gonna get no citation, but your company is gonna get a overweight assessment. I was like, oh man, I mean, I was cool with that, right? It's just that we're still gonna get points towards our freaking DOT, and I was luckily enough that it was only like 300. The charge was $336 for the overweight. So you know what, I consider myself lucky on that. So as they were writing up this assessment, right, I called the broker and I told the broker about it. I mean, I was like, God, man. And then the broker agreed that they are going to cover it, or the shipper will cover it. So I send them that assessment, and then we paid it right away, right? Send them that assessment the very next night. We paid it. Send them that assessment and the receipt that we paid it, and broker gave us a new rate and paid it. So fortunate. I was very fortunate for that they paid it. But like I said, I was feeling very, very like unmotivated for a few days because of the fact that we're getting points on the DOT. But you know what, man? That time comes. You know what I mean? I've been able to think through it, then come to a realization that you know what, man, you cannot stay away from it forever, right? So I got over that, and I actually started, see, that's the thing. That's another thing I want to talk about. Like, we start when we get to situations like that, we start blaming somebody else, even though like it's completely 100% my fault. I'm not gonna lie to you, because like if I was doing what I was supposed to do, I would have weighed that before I left Columbus, and then if there was a problem, I would have told them about it, and probably would probably never haul that. You know what I mean? We are not weighted on these freaking highways over 80,000 pounds. On our freaking registration, we don't got that. So I would have never done it. Even with a permit, I probably would not even mess around with it with the permit. You know what I mean? It's just too much trouble, right? So, and the funny thing is, like, this is just me being, a poker player, right? Is that I, as soon as I told the broker about it, the first thing she said, we'll cover it, without me even like, you know, begging about it or telling them, explaining them things about it. It's like, so does that tell you that they already knew that this was gonna happen? Okay, back on to, they haul these loads all the time, right? They haul these trailers all the time on the highway. Now, you know what they haul them with? The Barnhart? They haul them with the Decaf Volvos. And that Decaf Volvo is probably right about 3,000 pounds lighter than this freaking truck. So that's where we are, man. I think at like 500 pounds over, they would have been like, okay, no problems, But 3,300, I was trying to give the troopers reason um, to let me go and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Or just maybe, hey, slap in the hand. But nah, it wasn't happening. So but the good news is that a day later we got another inspection, and guess what, it was clean, but we were bobtail. So and that I'm that made me really happy because of the fact that, at least that'll balance out some of those points. You know what I mean? Because some of these brokers are looking for those points, man. Like if you got points, or inspections, right? But you also gotta make sure you get clean inspections. That, like I said, you don't have to be 100% perfect, but you have to make sure you got those clean inspections. So, but anyway, that's the story, man. It's just, like I said, that got me, feeling a little down, because, like, we're gonna get points on the DOT, you know what I mean, on our DOT number. So it's okay though, it's okay. I mean, it's no big deal. I don't. It's probably gonna be like maybe 6 points on that. I can't remember exactly how they measure those, but it'll probably just be about 6 points. It can't be that much, right? Like, I mean, it's not out of service, right? So I think it'll be okay. I think it's just a minor violation, so it should be around maybe 9 points. Maybe 9 points. I can't remember exactly. I mean, I'll pull it up, and maybe if I remember, I'll put it in. I'll talk about it in a future video. But anyway, that's the story of me getting overweight. I would have never, I would have never gotten that if I had my own trailer. You know what I mean? Because, like I said, as soon as I see the weight that the broker is claiming, I am weighing that right away. And yes, though I have a gauge here, and that gauge showed normal because uh the 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 weight was evenly distributed all the way around. As a matter of fact, it was 39,000 in the back, so we're only 31 right here. So it's not you're not gonna show it over here. Your gauge, your air gauge, that thing only measures your drives. It doesn't measure the trailer, right? So that's why it's I didn't think nothing of it. So, oh man, just always, if it's heavy, weigh it, man. Heavy, weigh it. No matter what it is, weigh it.